being a good person is enough of a qualification to just step out there and take something.
Detroit in the Michigan area, and now they still live in Detroit. And let me tell you the commitment these two gentlemen made. These guys made a commitment to come to St. Louis to fight, because you have heard about some situations that has happened in St. Louis with a gentleman that you know that's innocent. So you guys wanted to come in St. Louis to fight for him. Talk about why that was so important, and who is the gentleman, and why is that so important to you guys?
It's important to us because we know how he feels. We know what it's like to be sitting where he's sitting. We know what it's like to be dealing with those uncertain emotions of what tomorrow might bring. What we don't and we didn't have experience with is the political landscape that's happening down in St. Louis. We've never encountered a situation where there's a prosecutor, an active sitting prosecutor, is speaking out about a case where she's openly admitting and saying, we've made a mistake. The wrong guy is sitting in prison right now. We haven't had that. That's unheard of. You know, and it's ridiculous that this guy is suffering because of this. Like the politics and the position that the Attorney General of Missouri and the Governor of Missouri have taken, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely crazy. So it was important for us to come down here and bring attention to it. And, you know, this isn't the last that St. Louis is going to see of us, because we're going to bring back reinforcements. We're going to bring back a ton of exonerees from Michigan and all over the country, and we're going to show up on his behalf. You better believe we're coming back with reinforcements.
Wow, we speak with Kenneth Nixon and Marvin Cotton, two exonerees who's made a life mission now to go around the country to try to free and take positions of gentlemen, young men and women who has been unjustly incarcerated, and they know it. I mean, and this is what I'm saying. How is it that our prosecuting attorney, Kim Gardner, of the city of St. Louis, and she has taken a position, hey, man.
DJ, you keep dropping out.
The woman, Kim Gardner from the city of St. Louis, come in and say, hey, man, we have made a mistake. Some things we've done wrong. This is wrong. Can you guys now take the position to let this man go? And they're saying,
DJ, I think we're having an issue with the Comrex. You keep dropping out on me.
Okay, well, let me go back to my phone. My Comrex is having problems, I see. And I don't know what that's about, but I'm going to go to my phone. Where's my phone? So I can go on my phone and talk to these guys. All right, gentlemen.
Once again, you are listening
sorry,
to
guys.
910 AM Superstation. This is the Demetrious Johnson Show. Just going to go ahead and get everything together here so we can go ahead and continue with this fascinating interview.
Yes. There you go, guys.
There you go, guys.
Do apologize.
Let
me say this.
Let me say this.
her to really stop the white woman. In an interview, Ijeoma said that she's glad that she recorded the incident because the police took down Abigail's statement first. And in the statement, Abigail claimed that she had a panic attack, which was a result of her being filmed. So to quickly recap the main items here, we see a white woman play victim after attacking a black woman who was minding her own business. We then see this white woman weaponizing her tears and sounds of distress to get a protective response from the police. And we also see this black woman forced to remain calm and rational while no one intervenes to de-escalate or protect her. And finally, which is also like super startling in my opinion, is that we see people literally going about their lives shopping like nothing happened. So I wanted to get y'all take before I go deeper into my take on how do you perceive this incident? What do y'all think about it? What's your take?
Hey Taylor, now where did this happen at?
This happened in Victoria's Secret. Let me see what actual mall it was. I believe it was in New York, actually. Okay, New Jersey. Short Hills Mall in New Jersey.
Okay, and a white lady started freaking out on this black lady. That's what you're saying.
Yes, she attacked her, and when the black woman videotaped her attacking her, then she freaks out and is asking her to stop recording, crying, saying that she was attacked, completely changing the narrative.
Okay, well, I'm happy that the black lady started videoing her because you see we had the two gentlemen on, Kenneth and Marvin. It's always easy for a white person to get a narrative because they're giving it to another white person who normally believe white folks. So when that happens, it makes it very difficult. But this phone, these video phones, and all other kind of recording, machines, kind of don't level the playing field, but put you in the game. Because if you didn't have that way to record it, you know who narrative they would have went on. Now, what I would have done, hopefully they charged this woman for assault in terms of physical threats. I also would want this lady to be expelled out of the store, never come back. And I'm taking that. I want to press charges against her because now my life is feel threatened. I'm threatened by what you're trying to do to me. And then I'll even take her ass to civil court to try to sue our asses on just defamation of character. I will make this lady have to spend so much money that she would never, ever want to deal with a black person again. Because if somebody don't do something about it, those continued behaviors will continue to happen. And I have a major problem that, but you can't get mad at people because in our society, it's almost taught, hey, don't say nothing, don't see nothing, even if you see something. Don't say nothing, keeping it ain't your business. But it is people's business to come over and video or whatever they need to do to make the awareness. So I'm glad the lady had the wherewithal in a very stressful and a very racist ass situation to videotape that woman behavior. Because now, and then they got cameras in the store, Taylor. So those cameras in the store could be able to pull up that lady's behavior. Even if she didn't get the beginning of it, those cameras in the store should do that, particularly a high-end store like Victoria's Secret. They should be able to get that information. Solo, what's your take?
I guess it's what this country is at right now. With Trump and his bigotry has brought a lot of people from under the covers to express their true feelings about people of different colors. And I just hope the girl has the means to push everything that she needs to do to make this lady pay for what she did to her in that store. like you said, DJ, press charges, sue her civilly. You know, it's appalling that we are at this point, and it's happening all across the country. You know, we had an incident here in St. Louis where a guy lived in a high-end apartment downtown, and he walked in with his P5, came into it, walking, going to the elevator, white lady filming him, telling him to get out, you don't belong here, the whole nine. And she wound up losing her job. She had a good job with a good company here in St. Louis. And when she was exposed, she was fired. And until we get these people accountable, they're going to keep doing what they're doing. But it's just fortunate enough that the young lady had camera on her phone, which mostly everybody have a phone now. And like you said also, DJ, the store has cameras also. So I just hope that she do what she has to do with her due diligence to make this lady pay for her actions.
I agree. Taylor?
I completely agree with both of you, especially when you talk about how powerful our phones are as a tool. You know, often we hear people say things like, why aren't people intervening instead of just recording? But at the same time, we see how recording incidences can lead to the truth being exposed and to justice being, served. What I thought was interesting was that even on the call with the police, this woman literally says that she's recording me. She's recording my mental breakdown. And it just shows this, ability for, certain people to weaponize their mental state. How often do we hear, this person had a mental breakdown, this person is going through severe depression, and it allows us to have this, empathy for their bad behavior. And I think this is an example of that happening again. So I just wanted to point that out. It triggers me how black women...
Hey, Taylor, but let me say this. Obviously, she didn't have no mental breakdown because she's up there saying, oh, my mental state is crazy now. For her to be aware of her mental state, that means she's aware of where she is. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You're not going to be saying, oh, it done triggered my mental anxieties. Oh, now my mental state is somewhere else now. Come on. She done made herself guilty.
Was a lie.
A fool. Think about that. Oh, I'm going crazy now because she got me.
Right.
I'm going to go crazy. Come on.
Yeah. If the girl didn't have her...
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Solo. What's crazy about it all is
if the girl didn't have her phone, we wouldn't even be talking about her mental issues right now. She was just flat out lying. She didn't have a nervous breakdown. She just hates that she got caught on camera doing what she did. And I rest assure you, if the young lady that was in Victoria's Secret, I'm not for sure, I'm not for certain, but she might have been the only black person in Victoria's Secret at that time. So people was just minding their business because it had nothing to do with him. And, of course, she was the only person of color probably in the store at that time. I'm not for sure, not for certain.
Right. I mean, we can definitely speculate, if she was a white woman and the situation was different, would people intervene? Would people come to her rescue? I'm led to think that, yes, they would. One of the things I wanted to know last night, which was really interesting, I try to take in a lot of media from different sources, so I like to be exposed to different trains of thought. So last night I was watching the Candace Owens show, and they had talked about this movie that is now coming out, and it's called Karen. And in this movie, it portrays a black family who move into an all-white neighborhood, and they have a Karen living in their neighborhood who basically harasses them and does evil, hateful things to them. The conversation around this video was that basically this was a racist movie, being created as a tool for the left to incite further racism in our country, and that it doesn't truly and accurately portray the life and, you know, situations that occur in people's daily life. So we were seeing these, you know, it was like 4 panelists talking about how the movie was racist, and there was a clip of an interview from the woman who plays Karen, so the white woman in the movie who plays Karen. She's saying that she was grateful and, like, basically thankful for being able to play this role to expose the realities that Black people suffer with at times. And if she's so grateful that she had the opportunity to showcase this, and people were, you know, criticizing her for even playing this role. So I thought it was interesting that here we have, you know, a panel of people saying that this isn't accurate, people don't really go through this, and it's racist. And then the next day we see these videos circulating of a white woman terrorizing a Black woman.
Taylor, look, you went all around the block to get to a point. And then let me say why I said that. It is really, it's very actual and factual that some white folks never want to accept that they are a root cause of a lot of racial incidents in this country. I mean, think about it. Because, like Solo made a good point, Donald Trump had made it okay to talk crazy with racist statements and make racist gestures and statements and accusations and actions. I mean, Donald Trump verified that that's okay to do that. So when you talk about those kind of actions, I ain't surprised. See, I ain't surprised when the white police say, I'm, you know, come and make you do something and make you and force you to do something that you don't want to do or talk to you crazy, because that's their norm. See, that's a norm for them. See, it ain't a norm for us to just go in the white neighborhood and just start messing with white folks, or go down in the affluent middle class area and just start messing with white folks. That ain't no norm for us. But the norm for us is being in a very depressed area and do stupid stuff, you know, and get involved in stupid stuff all the time. And I'm not indicting everyone. All Black folks in impoverished areas are not like that. But there are some that are like that, and the ones who are like that are the ones who are accustomed to it. And I was having a conversation today about just the behavior and the attitude of people, man. So that white woman, and that's entitlement, Taylor. That's straight up entitlement. I have the right. It is my duty. It is my privilege. It's my whatever to do whatever I want whenever I want. That's how they live. And guess what? The laws has protected them and allowed that to happen. I'll give you a great example. Those 2 white fools here in St. Louis with the guns, who pulled the guns out on the protesters. Guess what? The judge threw it out of the case. Threw all that out. Dropped charges. Now these people just going through a neighborhood, happen to be crossing through by his house. He comes out, him and his wife, and point a gun at people. That a Black person did that to a bunch of white folks marching, man, they'd had the whole National Guard in there shooting up everything. And charged that person. So I'm telling you, that's just entitlement. I'm not surprised, Taylor. Not surprised. So, Taylor, we appreciate your take. And you want any closing remarks before you get out of here?
You know, I'm hopeful that we will get to a place where we continue to hold people like this, aka Karens, accountable, and the consequences of their actions. We've seen what social media can do by posting, tagging people, by hashtagging. So if you want to be a part of the movement, I would say do it. You know, let's make sure she gets the justice she deserves, because that was completely crazy. And that's my take.
Well, Taylor, your take is always very interesting and exhilarating. I truly appreciate your take, and Thank you so much for a wonderful take. And we got the lines lit up. And I know you got to go. In fact, we're about to take a break, and I know you got to go. But Taylor, thank you very much for a very exhilarating take. Once again, you're always thoughtful, and I appreciate your wonderful takes.
Thank
And by
you.
the way, Taylor, hey folks,
Yes.
stay locked and loaded. Taylor will be hosting the show once in a while when I'm gone, when I got to take my trips and do business trips and stuff like that. So Taylor will be sitting in for us as one of our hosts, other hosts of the show. So I look forward to that. Taylor, thank you for your take. We appreciate it.
Have a good evening. Bye.
The big fella, the expert, Solo, holla at your boys. 313-778-7600, y'all. We coming back. We about to open up the lines. We ready to go mano y mano. Come on, my man William, Grace, David, D, Johnny. And that's my boy Johnny from Pontiac Johnny. And my girl Red Bull. Holla at your boys right back.
Computer trouble? We can
Real community benefit agreements, advocates and organizes for truly affordable housing and public transit that responds to the needs of Detroiters in the nation's largest majority black city. Make your plan today to vote absentee or at the polls in the primary election on Tuesday, August 3rd. Because in 2021, majority black Detroit deserves better. Visit DetroitPeoplesPlatform.org or follow us at Detroit Peoples on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to maintain, protect, and defend majority black Detroit.
Impact 360 is a resource-driven, solutions-based business that caters to new and aspiring entrepreneurs who are looking to start, grow, or manage their business's online presence. To put it simply, we assist entrepreneurs at every stage of capturing their audience's attention, converting that attention into revenue, turning their customers into advocates for their business. For more information on Impact 360 services or to find out how they can help your business, visit us at www.impact360.com or give Kim a call at 314-789-2612.
Demetrious Johnson.
Hey, check this out. As black folks that live in this country feel they still are in slavery, how they've been treated. When they dummy down education, when they take the resources out of your school system, when they redline you where you can't get loans, where you can't get a meaningful job to take care of your family.
I'm saying, and I'm looking at history in terms of what has changed.
Let me ask you a question, man. How many laws have truly benefited us? That we got the maximum opportunity to benefit black folks.
We are 910 AM Superstation.
If your laptop or desktop isn't working or needs updates, call All About Technology. We'll fix it. Call 313-218-4888. That's 313-218-4888. We're all about technology.
910, the Superstation. The oldest radio station in town since 1922.
That's my song, y'all. Welcome back to Big Fella, man. This song, man, you know what? It puts me in a very serene mood, and mellow mood. So, like mellow night, it's mellow music. All right, time to go to the phone lines. Let's go at it. Let's see what you got. Let's go to my man, William. What's up, William?
Hey, DJ, how you doing?
I'm good, big dog.
Yeah, listen, man. Yeah, well, listen. yesterday, I was looking at the news. A couple of weeks ago, a brother back in 2013, he was in an area, a suburban area called Clinton Township, and that's up in Macomb County, which is just outside of Detroit. Apparently, he was on a basketball court, and there were some other guys there, and he got into a beef with one of the guys, okay? And he shot him and killed him. Now, the brother said, yes, I did it. I shot him there. There's no argument about that. So he said, I did it out of self-defense. Now, this is the problem. Check this out. When he went to court, the prosecutor said, no, this ain't no self-defense. You intended on killing this guy. I'm going to charge you with first-degree murder. And he was convicted of first-degree murder by an all-white jury. Now, not too long ago, the family hired an independent attorney to look into the case to find out why he was convicted of first-degree murder after he admitted it was self-defense. Now, during this attorney's investigation, he went and interviewed some jurors. One of the jurors said, by the way, we had one juror on there during deliberations. He said, this is what these ghetto guys do. They're violent. They kill each other. He was using racial epithets. And another juror during the attorney's investigation said, yeah, I heard that same guy use the N-word. So as a result of that, this new attorney, he filed a case. He filed a motion for the charges to be overturned. And he was successful at it. The judge of the trial, he overturned the conviction.
Okay.
And the prosecutor's attitude right now is, so what? I'm going to try him again, and I'm going to convict him for first-degree murder. I'm going to secure a conviction. He said somebody's life was taken, so I don't care. That's his attitude. Now, my question is this. During their deliberations, why didn't one of those jurors write an anonymous note and give it to the deputy in court to give it to the judge and write down what he heard and write down the guy's name? That brother probably wouldn't have spent the day in jail because he was in jail. He got convicted in 13, and all of a sudden this stuff is coming to light.
So my question, how did it come out? Who brought it out? Somebody had to bring it out.
Yeah, right. The new attorney that they hired, he went to do an investigation, and he went to interview some of the jurors that convicted him.
Gotcha. And somebody told, one of the jurors said that happened.
Right.
Gotcha.
He gave the guy's name. Now check this out. The news media, they went and talked to this juror who they said used the racial epithet. And he said, wait a minute, I didn't say nothing racial. He said, I did like everybody else. I sat there and heard the evidence, and I made my decision that the guy was guilty.
But what do you think he's going to say?
Somebody's lying.
No, what do you think he's going to say?
He's not going to admit it.
But the problem I have with the whole case, first of all, two things. First of all, the guy taking the guy's life, number one. Ridiculous. Over some basketball or whatever. That's number one. It's totally ridiculous. But then, you got to give the defense attorney, and then you got to blame black folks because his defense, the prosecuting attorney, they were able to select the jurors. Now, if you have a pool of jurors and they're all white that you're pooling from, then you got a problem. Because guess what? Black folks don't want to go to freaking court. We don't want to sit on no jury stands.
Right. Well, Demetrious, the problem is Macomb County is predominantly white anyway.
Yes.
They got a white and they got all white deputies.
Got you.
That's the way it is up there.
Okay.
So what can happen now? Based on that, the new attorney could go in and try to get a motion to have that case transferred to another location where they have
more mixed.
Now, but these are two black boys, right? Killing one another. Well, one guy killed was black, right?
Right.
And the guy he killed was black.
He said, correct.
Okay, I mean, I don't know how you're going to get a fair jury anywhere in terms of that, but this is my deal. I think when they said judged by your peers, I think it should be judged by your peers of your race. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
right.
we continue to let, because in his mind, because think about it. And we had this conversation one day about homosexuality, on TV. Does it sway somebody?
Right.
When I see men kissing men, it pisses me off. When I see women kissing, that pisses me off because it ain't necessary. It influences. And then our boy Jeff Solo at that one time was trying to tell us it has nothing. Commercials has no influence. If commercials don't have influence, why do they pay for a 30-second or 60-second commercial in the Super Bowl $5 million? You feel me? It does have an influence on what we see. You know, I am telling you, when we see the news and the news continue to see violence of our black kids, killing our black kids, how would you feel being a white person and you see that? You would say, hey, man, they don't give, this is normal. This is our norm. And which it ain't our norm, it ain't everybody's norm, it ain't my norm. However, when you have a race of people who is not experiencing the same things that you're seeing and doing and being a part of, that's the perception. Black folks just want to kill black folks. And guess what? It is happening. Black folks are 99% of the murder of a black person is committed by a black person. You know what I'm saying? So I understand why the white jury feel that way. I understand it. I mean, it ain't no question why I wouldn't feel that same way. I'm sitting up there with, damn, they kill one another. That's what they do. But tell me where he's wrong. Go ahead, Lo.
And the thing of it is, DJ, we're talking about a basketball game where somebody took someone's life over a basketball game, over a disagreement. You know what I mean? So that's just black-on-black crime at its highest. Why did he have to shoot and kill someone over a basketball game?
Right. I
mean, white folks have disagreements and fights and all that, but it's like we take stuff to 10 so, and when we do, to defend yourself and to be fearful for your life.
Right.
You know, if the other person don't have a weapon, then how are you really defending for yourself? How is it that you fear for your life when you know you have the ultimate decision when you have a firearm and the other person doesn't?
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, hey, Wim, thanks for your call, Wim. Appreciate it, man. Hit it up tomorrow.
All right.
Thank you so much. Let's go to my girl. This is my girl here. Let's go to my girl, Grace. What's up, Grace?
Hello, Mr. DJ. Hi. Is that Solo?
Yes.
Yes. Hey, Grace.
Okay. I don't really know what the topic is, but today's topic is just it was kind of, whole blah. But I would say an incident like that, I would probably be one of the ones to observe what's going on, but I probably wouldn't intervene, not at this particular climate. Would I stay around and give information to the individual? Sure, if she would contact me as far as being a witness, things of that nature. You're quick to jump into something that you don't really know exactly what's going on, but you can be there and observe and actually give a testimony if it's needed. This whole Karen thing, absolutely not shocking. It's been going on. We just really named it because we can record it now. But this has been going on for like 20 years ago, 25 years ago. White folks do what they do. And I call it performing. It is what it is. But like this other gentleman brought up this scenario, the judicial system, we're going to say this. Even 20-some years ago, 22 years ago, I've sat on a couple juries, and I was the only one of color on the jury. And it was a black guy. This was in the Grand Rapids area. A black guy was being charged with delivering drugs to informant, I guess you want to call him, the police, but he was a drug person also himself. So he purchased the drugs from the black guy. Well, of course, the other guy was white. And the makeup of the police was all white. And the scenario was pretty much trying to entrap the black guy, which it all happened. So we ended up going back to the delivery room and talking about the case. They were saying, well, he did it. The facts of the case was all the drugs that were supposed to have been turned over to, well, not all the drugs that were supposed to have been turned over, they've seen all this. Now, they're in houses in this particular area, that, guys hang on the corner. And so, but the drugs weren't found when they arrested the black guy and they arrested the white guy. The drugs wasn't found. So everybody in the jury room were thinking, well, they were hanging on the corner. And I said, hanging on the corner doesn't necessarily make you a drug dealer. So they were stereotyping already. I said, why do you think that way? Because they're standing on the corner, they're doing drugs, they're doing bad. I said, this is the way that individuals congregate. They really do. So everybody in that particular group could have not been a drug dealer. But their interpretation of that, what they see in their perception, is really what's on television. And they drive through the neighborhood and they're locking their doors and clutching their purse. It all stunk really bad. If I wasn't in that room, for me to change their mind about what the culture is like, he would have been convicted. And black judge, mind you, he asked me after everything came down, how did you convince them to change their mind? He already had in his head how he was going to go. This is a judge being real with me. And I said, well, they needed to be educated about our culture and what our young boys do to standing on the corner and saying, hey, what's up, or whatever the case may be. Everybody is not doing bad. This is the way to hang out. But he knew that I would change their mind. He told me and said, I knew you would change their mind. I knew you would. And this is all as far as the interviewing process of getting on the jury. We need to educate them. And that's why I said before with Johnny, a teachable moment when it comes up, hammer it in. Because a lot of them just don't know and ignorant to the fact. And I call it being green. A lot of them don't know, but some of them do know. But the system for the black man is broken. And it has been broken, and we need to do something about fixing it. And that's kind of where I wanted to go with this.
Okay,
go ahead.
Before I let you go, you said something about Taylor's take was blah. I don't know what you mean by that. She's talking about, what was blah about what she said?
Well, I guess the whole incident in Victoria's Secret, this particular white woman was having an episode, and all of that. It was kind of just blah.
A racial situation that happened in Victoria's Secret, and nobody else stepped up to the plate to try to intervene and do anything. And the lady took a camera, and if she didn't have that camera, the whole scenario and dynamic and the whole what is that? Been turned on her. Yeah. So it was a great conversation, because if you get out of the conversation, you'd better have somebody there, or you have something to witness that situation that's going to be fair and tell the truth. That's what she's saying. Because if that lady didn't record that situation, that black woman would have been the guilty party. So no, it was a perfect scenario.
Yeah. Well, I took it in another way. Sometimes we get into situations, if we see somebody have an episode, if somebody just out and out attack you, perform just as well as they're performing on you, and call attention to other people and let them know what's going on. But I don't know. The recording thing can be a good thing, but people are actually not using common sense. I guess I've been a little bit against it.
Let me give you something. I saw something today. It popped up on my phone. Some young boy, I don't know where he was, and I lost it after a while, but it was a recording. This kid was in the car in the neighbor. I don't know what area he was in or whatever, what city or state, wherever. He's driving, and the police are trying to pull him over. Cars coming from all over the place. And you should have heard this cat. He couldn't have been no boy about 16, 17 years old. Man, F these mother, you know what? I'm waiting on my mama. I'm going to drive around. Now, he's driving around this neighborhood, got all kind of police chasing him. They pulled guns out on him when he was driving, but he kept driving. And if they get in front of me, I'm going to run one of them over, not knowing that they were going to kill him if he did that. If that kid would have hit that police or ran at one of those cars, he'd have got killed. But he thinking it's okay. See, let me tell you what the video is doing, man. The video is creating situations that's not even necessary. They want to be this. They want to go viral. Their whole movement is to go viral. Some bull crap, right? And do something crazy to ruin their life. When the young boy should have just pulled over, got out the damn car, knowing how hyped the police are. And see, I understand, laws and rules that you got to abide by. But if you are in a very difficult situation, why in the hell would you not go ahead and comply and then and go do what you got to do? Hey, man, show me your license. I ain't got to show you my damn license. Hell with you. Well, if I'm in a situation where I got all these police that got guns on them, what's wrong with me showing you my license? Although I know I have my rights, I'm going to use my rights at in another situation to come back after them. But we think it's cool to be on the damn videos and get these thousands of hits and likes to sit up here talking about risking your life on likes. All right,
I agree, and we have changed to that particular place. When we were talking about let me make this very clear about Miss Taylor's finger, and I said blah. We needed more information needed to be put out there into new established.
She gave us was right.
Yeah,
I don't. She told us what happened.
I did. Nobody said it was wrong. Nobody said it was wrong.
We needed more information. What information?
Well, I needed more information.
Was at the store. A white lady started acting the damn fool, started screaming, and then when the lady started recording her, gonna call the police and say, "Oh, I'm having a mental breakdown." Well, how you know you're having a damn mental breakdown if your ass ain't pretending like they have one? Most people that have a mental breakdown
I agree with that.
don't pretend like they don't be saying I'm about to go crazy. Now they go crazy. No, they normally snap and don't know what happened. Come on, man. I don't know what you're talking about on that one, Grace. You totally wrong.
Well, we jumped to conclude. I really wasn't, because we don't really know the scenario of it before the recording started.
We don't need to know. Now you sound like one of them white-ass police officers. You talking like Pontiac Johnny. You sound like one of them white-ass police officers shot a guy in the back and say, okay, well, we didn't know what happened before then. Well, we saw you shoot him in the back. He didn't have a gun in his hand. He was running away. I don't care if he punched you in the damn lip. He was no threat when he's going.
I'm really big on.
So don't sit up.
I'm really big on fact gathering.
All right.
I'm really big on fact gathering. I really am, and I've always been that particular way.
Okay, man.
Yeah, I'm really big on that, and
Thank you, Grace. We got to go. Thank you, babe. All right, we appreciate it. Let's go to my man Pontiac Johnny. What you got, Pontiac?
Yeah, we lost Pontiac Johnny.
Did we lose Pontiac? Oh, damn, I lost my man Pontiac.
Or whichever way you want to go.
Let's go to my man D. Let's go to D.
Hey, I'm a female.
Oh, hey, D. I apologize. I was about to go to David, but I said D. So I apologize.
That's okay. That's okay. I agree with you about the Karen and everything, but you should have seen her. She fell on the ground and was shaking like she having a seizure. She was just doing too much. I'm glad that we are videoing them and capturing everything that they do.
So
and I don't know what the
crawling on the ground, and not like she done had a. Hold on. How many people have a damn mental breakdown and say, "Hey, I'm about to have a mental breakdown," and then fall on the damn ground?
Exactly.
If I was out to kick Karen in the ass, get up.
She was making me sad. I was hoping that she stopped her.
Right.
She knew how far to go with this young lady, because that girl probably would have stopped her if she would have came any closer. She knew how many steps to take. You know what I mean? So, but what I was going to say is that they using having a mental breakdown the same way that the police, I fear for my life.
No doubt about it. That is a great, Karen, Oh man, I mean D,
Yeah.
I got to give you the call of the night on that statement.
Thank you.
You get the call of the night, D.
I am so sick of them. I'm so sick of them doing this.
You sick of them, and then when I hear my girl Grace, who's normally very calculative or smart and very what's the word I'm trying to use? Just very thorough. Astute,
Right.
yeah, great word, Solo. Astute would say she didn't get enough information. But when you see white Karen laying their ass on the floor talking about call everybody, call the police and call the fire department and say, hey, y'all, I'm about to have a mental breakdown. Okay, hold on.
Exactly.
Set the damn phone back in her purse and then fall down. Who have a mental breakdown that warn you they about to have a mental breakdown?
Exactly. You need to see. You just need to watch the video. She knew exactly what she was doing, and I think she knows exactly what's coming.
Hey, D, I'm gonna look at that, and you call me tomorrow.
Okay, I will.
Thank you, D. I'm gonna look at that tonight, y'all.
Have a good night. Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you. Let's go to my man David. What up, David?
DJ.
What's up, man? Thanks for calling, man.
Well, for Taylor's take, there's nothing new in the suit. This has been going on since Jim Crow days. White people accusing black people of doing stuff that they haven't done. And they continue to do it. And the reason why they continue to do it is because they know they can. They know there's minimal to no recourse to their actions if they accuse you of something. And then they know it. And they know that the police, the prosecutors, the judge, all of them have their back. It reminds me of a situation here in St. Louis where the white guy shot the young black dude that was having an argument with his girlfriend. And he tried to claim self-defense after he went into his house to grab his gun and came back outside.
David, time out. Let me tell you the story on that one. You're 100% right.
Well, I think the video.
Hey, but David, guess who claimed self-defense?
I know, the white guy.
No.
Because he shot him.
The damn police.
Oh, yeah. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, the police. Yeah, the police said that it was they tried to cover it up.
Exactly.
And then once, it reached the media, then Kim Gordon stepped in and filed charges against him. But it goes to show that if we don't say anything about those situations and elect the people in office that will do us justice, nothing will happen. Because if Kim Gordon went in office, this man street. Because the police tried to say it was self-defense to get him out of the situation. He knew it wasn't no self-defense. But another thing about, black people, not only do we need to elect judges that are going to be fair, but we also need to start serving on the jury because the jury is the ones that ultimately make the decision.
Hey man, look, I got two callers of the night, Dave. You a caller tonight too, man. Oh man, the D&D callers of the night. Oh my God. You are 100% right.
We look at jury. We look at jury duty as a nuisance. Like, I gotta go down it. No, you could potentially save somebody's life from going to prison.
Johnny, can I? Hey, Dave, can I tell you something, man? I'm sorry for interrupting you, but I got some more calls. I want you to call early tomorrow, right? I'm gonna. You live in St. Louis?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Dave. All right, I'm gonna get my T-shirts. The call of the night, the big fella call of the night T-shirts. You're going to get one of my T-shirts, man. I got to send them up there to Detroit, too. Because I'm telling you, David, I love when you call, man. And give me a call tomorrow. I want to finish this conversation. Call me right in the first hour so we can spend some time on talking with you on that. So, so thank you so much, David.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, man, I love David calls, man. All right, let's go and talk to my man Pontiac from Johnny from Pontiac.
Hey, good evening.
Talk to me, Pontiac.
I was calling. What's up? I was calling about the Karen incident.
Let's talk about it.
But yeah, well, you jumped to the. I think you did, or somebody did, jump to the. Oh, they're racist, and that's why they're doing.
There you go.
Well, hey, wait, hold on. No, all I want to know is what proof. No, if somebody, I have already told you this, but if somebody is being a jerk to me and he's white, then he's just a jerk. Well, if it's a different color, then somebody's a racist now. Well, unless you know that lady was doing that just because she was black, you can't say that all the time. You can't just every time there's a bad incident that a white person does to a black person that they're racist. They could just be crazy, a jerk. They could be racist. I'm not saying they're not, but you can't always jump to the conclusion.
Okay.
Or do you want me to jump to the conclusion every time a black person does something bad to me that they hate me, they hate all white people?
Okay.
Do you want me to do that?
Let me.
That's the thing.
That's a fair question and a good point, Johnny. But let me break this down to you.
Okay.
When you're in an environment
Okay.
that usually would create that kind of response, and you say things to create a behavior, knowing that you've had white folks in that around you and you did nothing of that sort. You have no history of doing that with any other white person in that store, particularly in that time. And you have a black woman there who's minding her own business, ain't bothering you, and the reaction happens, Johnny, what it looks like. If it quacks like a duck and walks like a duck and jump like a duck down,
No.
I am telling you, Johnny.
Okay.
Hold on, listen.
Yeah.
For the white woman to get on the phone,
All right.
to call the police, and say all these other things that she's attacking me, and she done got my mental state, that was truly, purely racism. Because she know. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why you know it's racism. Let me tell you why I know it's racism, Johnny. Because she knew with her behavior, it was going to cause a certain kind of reaction. If you understand, if I do these things here, this is the reaction I'm going to get. This is the result I want. That was purposely. And what is that word they always say? What was the one word when you already pre-planned it? It was premeditated, and they pre-planned it. It was done. She knew exactly what the results was going to be to that black woman if she says certain things. She knew it.
You could be right, but
I
okay.
could be right. I know I'm right.
Let's do this, Mike.
But you know why, Johnny?
No,
you know why you
know,
don't see it,
but-
Johnny Pontiac? Because
No,
you're
I
white.
said it's possible. I'm just saying you don't have proof. That's all
Johnny,
I'm saying.
well, see, we
You
do
don't
have
have
proof. Let me tell you how we have proof.
No.
Because we've experienced it.
Oh.
See, okay, Johnny.
That's
hold on,
not
Johnny.
proof
Hold on,
of this
hold on.
situation.
Hold on,
So,
Johnny.
I'm gonna
Let me break something
disagree.
down to you, Johnny.
Yeah.
When you was a kid and your mom and daddy say, don't touch that iron, it's going to burn your ass. You go over there and touch it, you get burned. Oh, damn. That's an experience, right? So if I tell my kids...
Yeah, I did that before when I was a kid.
Okay. So when we know what the results are going to be on something that's premeditated, we understand what happens all the time. So don't tell me we don't know because we experience it. We experience being at stores when white folks follow us around. We experience when they say we stole something we didn't have, we didn't steal nothing. You ain't going to experience that. Did you ever experience that? Let me ask you,
Can I tell
Johnny.
you my story?
Have you ever experienced walking in a store and they following you?
No, my daughter has.
No, I ask
And
you.
she's white, and they called the police.
Now,
They
your
called
daughter
the
might have been
police
with
on
some
three
black
of her
folks
friends,
then.
all white. No, they were all white girls.
Your
and they
daughter
called the
might have been
police.
hanging out with some black folks.
So what do I say?
I'm asking you, Johnny,
No, there
did
was
you
no white
experience
people.
it, Johnny?
Don't bring race.
I've experienced it. Solo, did you
No,
experience
but
it?
if my daughter... So,
Hey, Solo, is he still
you're
there?
not listening.
Have you ever
Yeah, I'm
experienced it?
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced
Yes,
that?
I
Solo?
have.
Okay. Johnny, we
And-
experienced it. Hey, Johnny, call me early tomorrow, man. We got to get ready going on before we get out of here because we got a lot of people calling.
We're gonna figure this out.
Yeah, holler at me tomorrow.
All right,
Redbone,
peace,
you're going to have to
everybody.
take us home, man. I got Carl on there, but Redbone, Hey, Redbone, give me a few minutes. I'm going to get Carl on, too. Come on, Redbone. Let's go with you first.
Okay, hey, all right, well, I'm gonna make this real quick because I'm in the line at Taco Bell trying to get my stuff. But you will catch the wrong one on the right day, and you don't know people can throw hands. I've seen it happen, and then if they get their ass beat, then what? You could be like, well, I was feeling crazy too. I'm all set. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, hey, Redbone, call me early tomorrow. I want to talk to you, and then not only that, Redbone. You know what? I appreciate you, Redbone. You're my girl, man. Thank you. And Redbone, maybe that man that you was trying to hang out with, that you was trying to get, he bought all your meals. Maybe you could call him and he could buy your food at Taco Bell. You remember that conversation yesterday?
Man, hell no. I don't even talk to him. If I thought he was bad,
We're talking tomorrow, Redbone. We going. Let's bring. Go ahead. See you, Redbone.
If he ain't got no money, I ain't got no time.
All right, bye, Redbone. Let's bring in Carl, man, before we get out of here. What's up, Carl? Take me home.
Yeah, good interesting program. Just quickly, see, the problem with black folks, they don't quite get it in this country. When white folks say, well, they do it to each other, because they just treat each other that way, what a way to keep a race down, okay? The U.S. government suppressed us for all these hundreds of years. See, white folks understand this. They understand history of the United States. That's why they say it on the slide like that. Or black folks don't care about each other. The thing is, they say this: out of all what black folks have been through in this country, a lot of our people are still fooling and clowning out here with all these issues like that. If you don't understand the United States and how this country works, you don't go harm each other like that. Black people are loving people. We're supposed to do that. Out of all what we have been through in this country, white folks know it. We don't know our history. All these young folks out here and older folks, they don't care nothing more about it.
Hey, Carl, you got to call me early tomorrow, Playboy. Hey, Carl.
Thank you.
You got to give me early tomorrow, man. Give me early tomorrow. Hey,
right.
Solo.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, man.
Okay.
Hey, we about to get ready to get out of here, but before we go, let me say something. My man Bianchi is on the 910 page. Bianchi, man, you say some ridiculous bull crap, man. He want to sit up here. We're gonna get the numbers. He want to talk about that the racial bull crap about black folks, black men raping white women, and killing white folks. It ain't a whole lot of black folks killing white folks, Bianchi. It ain't a whole lot of black folks raping a whole lot of white folks, Bianchi. We're doing it to ourselves. 80% of white folks, 80.7% white people kill white people. And I'm going to get all those numbers for you tomorrow, Bianchi. Since you want to go on Facebook and put all that bullcrap rhetoric out there, it's ridiculous. I'm going to break it down for you tomorrow, and then I want you to come on and defend it. We're going to use the numbers that you want to base, and most murders are happening to black folks by black folks, white folks. And black men ain't out here raping white women at no alarming rates. You lost your damn mind. Think about that, Solo.
I mean, it is what it is, DJ. You can't argue the numbers. Black on black crime is at its highest. And it's all stupid stuff.
That's fool Bianchi.
But it was a great show today.
And sit up here, Solo, real quick before we go. I want to sit up here and act like we're raping all the white women. We're murdering. He sound like what the Klan did in the early 60s when they was losing membership. What they did the silent movies in the theaters, and they showed a black man raping a white woman, and they got over 100% membership overnight.
Enrollment.
Overnight.
Yes, they did.
Thousands overnight when they did that. That's what Bianchi sound like, the damn fool. Being an idiot tonight, Bianchi. Go ahead, Solo, real quick. We got 30 seconds.
Hey, man, it was a great show tonight. I just look forward to tomorrow. It's always good with Taylor State.
Mellow Mike, thank you, Mellow, for having my back. Detroit, I am so honored and thankful that you guys have accepted me and let me be in a part of your family. We're going to bring the heat tomorrow night. Mellow, I couldn't do it without you. Solo, thank you. Taylor, with your take, awesome. Tomorrow I'll be ready for Big T. Tell it like it is. And the mayor. We're going to lock it in. We ain't going to take no mess tomorrow. That foolish and Bianchi. I'm going to whip his ass tomorrow. We're going to get him on. Now we'll talk about them numbers. Mello, Detroit, thank you for taking me and accepting me. I don't take it for granted. I look forward to being on tomorrow night. Stay locked and loaded. The big fella, Solo, for Taylor Take. We'll see them all. We out.
All right, DJ, we out, man.
Thank you, Mello.
Not a problem, sir.
See you tomorrow, buddy.